Evans checheku opon Ghana for beka ya enche kura ene beto odwa se owura yi enka wode ne baba ya wanya mfinhye du ba kon 11 years kwa akwaji sikaduro na ye de papa na kwa akwagina court amanei court ama ne bill se wo mrefi no wode 5000 Ghana cedis ena ato ne tiri so a ye de enema mienu asa asi ekire se wo mra no mehwe eni hu dwuma na eye criminal division eno Accra High Court ne court trase a wo mokeka keka nsamo no a asese die nyakopon adom yaje atum se ye mani bill na Owura Evans opon checheku me lawyer aye Rafael Japan ene sre court no say enka wadi enka beye mpenifo hwe na enka ye ma ne client no kwan na enka wo mrefie na wo ye Ghana ni wonwane enko babia na wonhwe so beye entiampa omokotena ase enewuku adayi a eye na wotwene finfini August day to sudui ena court panyini eye ne se asema woka no omo age atum Owura opon checheku ameka na asemu yi woye obi a woye mechanic woye machine operator ena wanya mfinhye aduanan enso 47 years na jude etoso miensa ena ye che no enchiremu a ewo mu nyina da akwaduboni di tudwa ewo court ene se akwaduboni no eye chief inspector amoa wo chema no wosi opanyini woye eja edema akoda bibi nti yemfa de di entudwa wanya mfinhye du ba kon 11 years na wo Holland abrochimemu emfie bebre ene wo won mu na nanse ya ebeye afinie wodi nani eba Ghana ha na wachira no se match bush me bushuminim e wa afi wese mu ene ono ne nyonku bidi nkomo kirem se efi bra me free abrochi ba Ghana ni mama ye den ama me dodo sikasamu no enkoye eti nkebeye aboa me ne yonku ni din ade kwa me ene nyonku ne se oh aden me se ye de eti se onua ye di agorache etu nyonku da ne me da na meboa me wo ba bia me de obekọ no akwa akonya moa chief inspector se ampa wo mo eka gumu ekohu konfo bi e ma konfo no e ma ni dwira ne ho oye spiritual cleansing wo dwira ne ho kama edima no eno ache no se yi se no ye se moja hwegu ama boni fafiri ni wo ena sika nso ni sunsun pa ne moja eti se nkabe ya esawdi obi ba na yakunu woni edi ni moja ne ye nyankomade na ye de ema wo na wunya sika ena ose eja waka amate mehweme wo ma me ma ne doso sika mi pe wana me hwe mo etimi nyimu ba ko mfamra wahwehwe mu ana ne baba ya no a wanya mfinhye du ba ko 11 years no ena ne ho kaaye ena opagya akora no ede ne koma akonfo no se wonfa nkonko ye de esi otimi ye na nyankomado sika no emra na akonfo no wo yibi a ne din no eye nanafosu wode ne ko ye no nanafosu si akora nwofe akora ya baya wo ye tobrom otobrosie obenyina ba ba ye panyini pada ahye bi bi kurampo a no oba be wo ahene nana enti wadi emintimi ku no ofre posifo ena posifo ba no befa Owura checheku ede ne koye ena ye ba sese de court se asem no wo mu guso mu edie na se beboa amenhwemu akoso na yie ato yie enti no wo mu ma ne kwan ama no abafie na mo de sika ato ne tiri so a eno aye 5000 Ghana cedis a ese wotua na brikoda musu asanso de ne ho akọ ebrada bia akọ post ni nu a wo ye investigation aso ye hwehwemu no ne hu se ampa wo Ghana ha wonko ba bia ti brada bia ese wokọ eye post fo nche de ne ho kokọ kire a asam no omatu ahyeda ebrepa mu no wo betena se edi asam no na ba bia yiyo no eda no omatimi edi ato asesi ameka sei Owura Evans opon checheku ya mani bill ebro de ne ba ekọ de ne kwaji sikaduro posifo egusuye nhwemu ewo ensam no emu
pa cho me metimi baabi no so tini baabi
ye nyate ne se wote abrochire baabi woni ma wochi baabi potia na owo
mi monde me mbisa no nanso news we na mo se oti Poland
ma okay so ti abrochire dia ene empendo do sen na wo hunu afie bia mu
okay mi ba ni nya 5 years no na obai 3 years later no obai na oko osamba 1 year later enche na oko obai 3 days time maybe sana sana yeso oko no wasamba no oko nti obako but this year no last year no be stay
yeah na so oba Only no near Bofrano, Muntem to say, my young Kofa, say a Jane or bar, and Nanny or bar, and Temiana to say.
Banny papa ne or buy no, best stay no. Menini fine. Or babe facola ne recall. Or now the neighbor. Or call his school coach and school fees. The school teachers phoning in any. Last year on the 12th, Odini birthday crampono. Ono no kodi birthday ni man wo school mu. Nti teacher phoning him no bi student ni so e bi num no. Nti akwat say popular. Nti na omukura mo so mo bisa akola ni say da bena. Baba be san be di birthday amana na isan say ono na why famous wo mo school mu ono na we di birthday kese wo mo school mu nti na mo say bisa no. Ansa na incident we is
Papa no unim ne say ne nipa ban te say ne suban ne niye o te say.
Oh, me who say o bi o ye gidigidi na say o kan ne problem bi antinem te e bia bibisa sometimes no e wo mu say call de bi obi be frɛ wo be hu na so later obe ka say bia obe frɛ na o refi me ta frɛ no onu so wo mu ana ofrɛ ba na say no onfrɛ na me frɛ no so wakonya accident ba owokumasi sometimes so me frɛ o so wonya accident to a hospital nti as wanya accident say 3 times or by no as wanya accident 3 times na nso me ni ntina ase ni ndi nkomoy ono ane say me frɛ a ho te say o se ne ho ye asa no pe
Mame hwe emfuni kakra dano a asem ni siye no na wo ba no owo wo nkyɛn ɛna obefa no anase ye hene na abofra no wo na kwan ben so ɛna ofa ya ne nsa kan abofra no.
Okay, last week Tuesday and you made 10 o'clock and afraid say nadam fu bi wo abroche obekɔ nti opese onsusu akola no na ompam atale ni mpobo bi emfa embre no nti oba be fa no Thursday 12 o'clock e wo school mu na me nti ondi ya na me say ai odi ya no say ha e o ti say e friend say ya o wa no kati phone nti me tina asesa na me dream na me say e dey na brei patch na me kinka o ma dream say adenti na we ka say Thursday o ba be fa no school 12 o'clock me na me ka kire me hu 12 o'clock on di ya na me so me Jesus say o di ya no ansa ka say ayo o ti say your friend ya nti akola no so on die ye nyina ye ndai ono anadi phone ni ma me na me pick call me call ni nche na me say ska say na o papa ekon o say ba be fa o Thursday no ama wadan fofo bi esusu na danfo bi efi abrochi aba no we susu no apa matale ni mpobo ade ablo nto ba be fa o Thursday na obisa me say odi ya na me say odi ya no ankasa sanka say eya o ti say odi ya me bisa say na ska obi kasa asem we ya wo odwen ho sen akola na nkasa kasi inde so de mi ko ji sikaduro ana ye nyina ye sere ye ha
me pasho akoda no ti se ubisa no o ka se ne papa busa ne dini ene ne krada no akoda no ankasa kan se ne papa de ne ko ji sikaduro ana
se ono de okan ni ye nyina joke ase inde so de mi ko ji sikaduro ye nyina ye kan say jokes keke say if say so nsem omonim nsem say o krada o ba be fa o krada ni nyama me de me ba na me ni omudi nkomo me nso me tu omfo enti me kan sa akire no say ono a obi so ba be fa o Thursday o so wo di ya na me so me kan say o di ya na o say o ya o ti say ye fra wo ya nti obi kasa asem we kirewa wo bedwe ho sen no se ne se ode mi kwaji sikaduro sa na kola ne kai me ntwa ntro ngu akola ne soso aya anadwo no
enti wa kachro mwedi hu nkomo oba so obefa akoda no onu udi nkomo bi ansa na odi akoda ne ma no ana se ohia akoda no kwem no ode no koye
there be so say oba be fa ne Thursday e wo school mu nti imini akola ne ka sa wie ye no na Wednesday me call market nti me call me shop hono mu no na mpanyufo bi wo hono mu na me di tu omo anim se madam fu bi say ne ba papa ba be fa ne Thursday okopa matali ama no nti ba be fa ne wo school mu 12 o'clock nti sa 12 o'clock no aya Thursday no sa kola ne di ya na me so ni man ma me no so ska se o ka se ahan akola ne di ya na ne papa ne ka se aya o te se ye friend ya nti omo no omo ti asiesen advice be na me fama enipa no na omo ka kire me se me nko ka kire madam fu ne se Thursday no e ma akola ne nko school na ontina ne nchen wo fie ana se me onko school nim no nka kire chichafo ne se o papa be fa akola na e ma ne mfa no na echire no e ka kire omo se enye madam fu bia na emi amankasa me ba sikana ne papa ba be fa no ana mo kro mo ye me se meji mi pa mi ankasa na ade ne eye me na me bisa na me se o me yes suggestion ahwe nti e hono mo no ana mo ka che me se be ya me ma akola no onko school na ombe tina me nchen wo store.
If you're watching GTV Breakfast this morning, we're speaking to the mother of the child who was allegedly taken out of school by her father to be sent for money rituals. Madam Evelyn Keme is the one we're speaking to. Stay with us as we go further to find out a few more from her. She's so far giving us a little background, the man, his character, his nature, where he has been, where he was, and also the circumstances leading to how he got hold of the child, and also certain questions preceding how he got hold of the child. In fact, the child herself, from what the mother has just told us, became a bit suspicious about questions the father had asked the mother about her day of birth, her name, and other things surrounding her. And having discussed that with her friends, they told her they're suspicious, and so she should not allow the child to go to the father. Let's go back and speak some more with Madam Keme. Ma menhwe inti ubo ni nyina tugui ena o ma sika eko school. Na oko school no dai ni siye.
Oko school no o papa na ambefa no. Nti ni numre 3 something hono mu no na ofre ye se wa ba na mso da bi on mai na obi sam se tambe na omopon na mso ompon 3:30 na nso no on mai nti na ka jan se dia Friday anopa oba be fa no e de na akọ na msi yo nti akola ne ba na me ka che ne se o papa se Friday oba be fa o akọ na ade chin Tadichi and I expect so be friend them. Why I bought a colonna says in who about because couldn't I bought say 640. Oh no papa ne frey say Obabe Fanan Miss Colana Cassa or near papa in Cassa. Into a dear papa ne Cassa and catch up papa say. Baby or more or say or didn't becono. Friday no, a ya, your momu homeworks baby into your qua. To me and your homework no and I'll catch and so I'm quite sans on my chair but say ya Owana papa ne catty phone who anche and no papa ne sound fair say ni sister the Elizabeth me man and fanning best no ama sama nti na almost say some when we na me ma Elizabeth ni ko share ama sama but before be free fie no nyame ni mi ntwantro me ka cha akola ne se o kwa O papa to nsuo ma won kwan so a menum. Oma we aduane a mendi. Afa nsu no. Udru baby a obepam atale amawa. Omuka se yiwa atale a menyi. Na mbisa akola ni se sika me de wo kwara se me ne wo kwa akopam atale a ye yiwa atare ana. O se da bi. Am se mo konso a hwe no anda o ka anim. Ona o se yo. Nti em kan se samudru na se omu se chinchina yiwa atale a kikem na ka se me papa de mi koji sikaduro, papa de mi koji sikaduro. Me de me catch len. Me ncha ontro. Me catch len. Se wo ni me catch len.
Me pacho anyebia papa no boso ma wote se owo ohaw, owo sikasem ohaw.
Pacho wan catch len.
Omakodru ho no wante hwe biem. Ebre ben ena nkra beka wonsa se ne asini.
Enti ode ne ko me share time say ni papa ne be frɛ. Nanso ni papa no wan frɛ. Nti wan frɛ saa no na about say 11:40. Ena me receive call. Ono kra na me kota ade nti me weka no na de phone di machi. Ena me say na man kan che say me de me phone obi frɛ am mfa na. Ono se ma fa phone na ma receive call na. Enipa ne shout wo me so say me fa phone ni manira me fa phone ni manira. Nti enipa no kra gina phone ni so. Na me say on fa ma me. Nti ehonum na me gi phone na me say hello. Na enipa no bisa me say me ba no wo he. Nti o ka say me ba no wo na me say ni teacher ni ana. Efisɛ ɔno ɔkɔ school na sɛ wan be school a teacher ni frɛ. Ebisa sɛ de nti na wan be school ana. Nti ɔno sɛ enye ni teacher ni na oye police ni na obane na ne de ode ni number ama me. Nti obane wo police station one ni papa sese a na obano o papa de ni koji sikaduro sana police ni oso oye police ni kan nti omo oyibi and I'm say no oyibi ni kura ewo himfa me ni mo oyibi o ana say ewo adenta nti me mbra sese a nti ehwa na medi mi ka me furu ka kosi wa amasama na me hia obi na me ka chense obetimi a ne ka na correct na obi mom ka na correct nti ne ka na correct na ono se ai obetimi de mi akwa denta na ono se ai nti ehwa no mu no na ode me ko na me ne ye suggestion wo ka ni se na police ni na frame moreover no nipa no so ya igbeni ana o ka se o hia ni nua ba na sasema to ne de wo se ode me ko nti na ode me call ye saa na ekodu Adenta police station.
Right. So once again, thank you very much for joining us. We're coming to you live from Dar es Salaam, somewhere near Amasama. We're speaking with Madame Evelyn Keme, the mother of the child who was allegedly going to be used for money rituals somewhere last week. We saw the videos on social media and how the circumstances in which the father was handcuffed and taken away. I asked her about the circumstances of the father, whether or not the father had ever mentioned whether he has any financial problems. And she said, as far as she's concerned, no, the man has never mentioned any such issues with her. Also, whether or not the relationship between father and child. And she explained the father has been really very nice with the child, even though they don't live together. On the child's birthday last year, which was the 12th of September, it was the father who threw a big party in her school. And so every now and then her friends will ask when the next birthday will be and when daddy will show up. I asked her also about the circumstances leading to how the child got to the father. And she explained that the father had called previously to ask about the child's name, the day she was born. And when she discussed that with the child, the first thing the child could say was, given what questions my dad is asking about my name and my day of birth, could it not be that he wanted to use me for money rituals? And they both laughed over it. And then when she went to work the next day, she discussed the same thing with some of the women who trade with her, where she does her chop bar. Chop bar is a mini eatery in our local parlance. We call it chop bar. It could be a restaurant anyway. And so when, after she had done the discussion, friends who work with her told her that given that the man had called you to say he is coming for the child on that day, please don't give the child away to him. And if it is possible, don't let the child go to school. Keep the child at home and don't allow the child to go. Indeed, she didn't pay so much attention to it. She allowed the child to go. But before the child went to school, she warned the child and say, if your father comes for you, on the way, he buys you water, don't drink. If he buys you food, don't drink. If he buys you food, don't eat. And even in the car, do not sleep. Indeed, the father came home, sent someone to come for the child at home on the Friday morning. And so not even from the school, he got hold of the child from home. So the mother released the child to a sister of the father, who somewhere halfway from Dar es Salaam to Amasama, handed the child over to the father. And she also warned the child that if you get to where you're going, given that your father says he wants to sew you a dress, and so you're going to be measured by the seamstress, when you get there and they ask you to take off your dress, say no, because anytime I have taken you to a seamstress to sew you a dress, we don't take off your clothes. So don't take off your clothes. And if they insist you do, scream and shout, my father wants to use me for money rituals. How all this came to play even before the actual event occurred, for me, beats my imagination. But yes, that is the circumstances leading to how the child got to the father. And so all that happened, fast forward, she was there, the child had gone, and in the somewhere around midday, she got a call, and then her phone was brought to her. On the phone was a police officer who was screaming at her, where is your child? And then when she had mentioned where the child was at the time, she was invited to come to the police station at Oyibi, and she even said she doesn't even know there. And so she went, looked for a car, and met a man who's an Ewe man who offered to drive her to the Oyibi police station, where she was reunited with her child. Let me go back to her finally and take this from her. Madam, me da se oni edi nkomo ukodru police station ho anasa omodo ko fi ho a bebia na abofra no wa ye hu wo video no mu no.
Me kodru police station ho Oyibi police station na me kodru ye na mo se akola anada. Nti omo wankasa na omo twen saa na kola ne sorry osole ye na police woman ba akode ne bae obe ohumia na obe ha game no ye matu na omo nyina omo kasa ampa ye ne ba nti ho no mo no na omo ye ko tro ye numu nsem na kola no so omo ne tro ne numu nsem nti akola ne numu nsem na ono tro ye na memeti ye na akola ne tro ye na sese na memeti ye na akola ne se omo kono na oduru baabi na okacho papa se obanum nsuo na papa to nsuo ni ma no na me nti oto nsuo ni ma no nti omo sai kọ kakra no na so obedidi omo kọ kakra na papa kọtọ efiewura e de bae oto efiewura na de bae no omo sai kọ kakra na
efiewura na ye bag ya ye di nyoma gumu efiewura so ame
papa kọtọ ye omo kọtọ na omo kọ kakra na papa say ombe didi amunko didi na omuko didi ya na mbisa se oni hwan ne ko didi na omo say na police ni bisa ne se oni hwan ne ko didi na se oni driver ni ne ko didi ya na omo sambet na kenim nti omo ko kakra na papa ka che driver ni se onsi no ontwen driver ni nsi no ontwen na omo ba ti driver ni si ye no na ono ni papa no omo koye nti omo koye no na mukodru bebe na papa park car no na omusiye na papa de safua no ma me bi ho na ma me no ton provisions e wo ho no na de papa safua ne ma ne se oba nti oka so oba na mo so mo nanti kakra anchepe no mo wura efie kese bi mu gate da no nti gate da no na omukọ tena ase oni ni papa nyina tena ase nti omo tena ase na obi baaye abefa papa de koye nti papa koye anche na papa ne san baaye obaaye pena omo ka kire ono akola ne se onkotena edan bi wo ho no mu nti ono kotena okọ dan no mu okotena dan no mu ohun stool wo ho no mu ayinfo stool wo ho no mu na golden knife wo ho no mu nti ma me ne bisan se ohun ayinfo stool ni golden knife no we nsura na o si debi o ho ye palace
okopie ho ma me hwe wankasa ebra okopie police station ho a unya hunu se nia anka ekosie nu na afi utwa ubu nkompo kohwe enkomo a oni oba no abo ne ensem a monkeka ye na ekoba ne sa no na etewsen wankasa na etewsen.
Okay, me bo shake nenso anya me beble e se me ka chen se omukwa edru honum na se e bibisa na onjwa ne no nkike mu se papa de me koye sikaduro ntino me fi se bia onu na oko oshi obi no ka chen na nipa niko police station ntina e bia police for ne firm no omo ka se akola na di mi number osi akola na di mi number ne ma omo se on frɛ me nti minim se bia akola na akɔ ka che police for ne se e bi ni papa de ni ko sikaduro e fi se na ya ka no wo fie ni ntino nti ma frɛ o papa line no me ntwa ntro ma frɛ nti ma adwini se me call police station wona se ampa se oka asem na ye kan nti na oka sa che police for na de na no onimo papa number nti me du ha nkrofo ne be bisa me o papa number ohonum na me de ama no e bi nso na o papa no akola na adwane afri ni nchen ana e bi o hwehwe no nti na me man frɛ o papa line no sa na me ye ma adwen nti na man frɛ papa line no.
Finally efri se odi akwala no ba fie no akwala no ne niye ni suban eden na u feel say asesa anase eden ni nia ni si ye no de abra akwada no.
Oh say de me mba ne de me mfa bibia nsi omo efi say me ana metete omo nti bibia omo so omo hwe TV phone si so omo hwe so nti me nya omo han nti bibia besi bia no ye nyina ye di hu ye discuss nti omo no o fi say bia ebia papa ni omo hu nti no me ye mbibia me ma obi ehu say me ni adaje me djuma ye me djuma nti me ma omo hu me bibia nti wono ombo shake kra
nti se uja na kwan se onku school a na nije oba ye na nije me ba ma be hu se odi agro wa ba me nchen ni de na asesa won ne suban mu de na asesa wona se ne osifa ya na de
se na ye ti dada no sa bibia asesa won ho ye ba ntina police for say e bi on be ku ni school nia ebe ya ne pen say ye kwa sorry Sunday no kola bi na ye no se una ye do u papa do kwa sikaduro ye as you scapegoat na do kwa sikaduro akola bi na edi dinu akola ba ko ba o kire me akola no
ya da se passe oni yen edi enkomo ma be hu se grandma e wa ha o uncle so e wa ha abusiafo wa brochire nso afro bebre brono a wote so no sen e no mo nso omofa asemu esi ye
bebre aba na oma aba share cry oma aba share cry.
Medase, thank you very much once again for joining us. I've been speaking with Madame Evelyn Keme, the mother of the child who was allegedly going to be used for money rituals by her father. I've asked her a few questions, and in the last few minutes, I asked what the relationship with the child and the father had been, and as far as she's concerned, everything has been okay. And I asked when the child had left and they had gone, and the call came to her that this is what had happened, how did she feel? And she said, well, given that they've discussed it, she felt perhaps the child had run away and had